Hi everyone, Miss Martinez here. I am going to be making this quick video because I'm getting a lot of questions about Zoom. So I know we went over it in the last I'm getting a lot of questions about OneNote. So I know we've gone over it in the last two Zoom sessions, but not everyone was there, or I went too fast, or they forgot how to do something. So I'm going to go ahead and create this video so that you can go back to it in case you do forget anything. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do to get to your OneNote is to go ahead and click the Home button, which is going to take you to ClassLink. Okay, you would go ahead and log into ClassLink if it asks you to. And then you're going to go ahead and click on District Email. So I'm going to go ahead and click on District Email, and it's going to take me, and it's either going to take you straight to your email, and if it takes you straight to your email, you're going to click these little square dots here. And from there, you are going to click here on OneNote. And so it would take you directly to OneNote, just like that. Now, if it took you to a page that looks, so after you click district email, if it took you to a page that looks like this, then you would just click OneNote here. So either way, the icon is somewhere around that page. It just depends on what you get when you click on that. Once you are on OneNote, you want to go ahead and create your notebook. As you can see, I have a few here because I was playing around with it. I am going to go ahead and click New Notebook. And you can call your notebook whatever you want. You can make one notebook for math, one notebook for science, one notebook for history, however you want to do it. I am just going to create one notebook for all of my digital learning. So I'm going to title this notebook Digital Learning. And I already have my notebook there, but you would go ahead and click Create. And once you click Create, it's going to open up your brand new notebook. Just like that. Okay, so it's going to give you this message, your notebook is empty. And in order to add sections, you're going to go ahead and either it says press enter, click there, or you can also click right here where it says add section. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to create a section for math. And I'm actually going to use one notebook for all of my section, for all of my classes. So I'm going to create another section for science. I'm going to create a section for ELA. Oops. And I'm going to create a section for history. So now I have my notebook divided into 4 separate sections, and I'm going to go ahead and click on my math section. Now, this is what I like about OneNote is that you can type your notes, you can draw your notes, you can take screenshots and paste them into your notebook, and it'll save everything. So that's really cool. I am going to go ahead and say that this page is going to be my notes for laws of exponents. And so all of my notes for laws of exponents, the different rules for exponents are going to go here. So I'm going to say, okay, the product rule tells me blah, 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 blah. The negative exponent rule tells me blah, 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 blah. Okay, and so you can go ahead and do it that way by typing. You can also draw it in. So I don't have a pen because I'm using a Chromebook that looks like yours, and that one doesn't have a pen for me. But for those of you that have pens, you would just click here where it says draw, and you can change your tool. So I'm going to go ahead and hit pen. You can also hit highlighter if you want to highlight something, and this is the eraser. So once you hit pen, now this is going to be sloppy because I'm doing it with the mouse. I don't have a pen. Once you hit pen, you're able to just draw anything in there. So I would say example for product rule, x squared times x to the third is equal to x to the fifth. Okay, so I'm taking my notes on the notebook. Let's say we are all done with laws of exponents and The next subject is going to be, the next thing we go over is going to be square root. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to text, and right here I'm going to type square root. So my next section, my new page, is going to be on square root. Okay, let's say I want to switch to my science notebook. On science, I don't know what you guys are learning in science. Let's just say that we're learning waves. I can go ahead and title that waves. Let's say I had to do an assignment for waves. I would type in my assignment name. I don't know, waves assignment 1. Okay, so you can create as many pages as you want. You can easily switch between subjects, which is something that I really like about digital learning. I'm sorry, about OneNote. Now, I created this page just to give you an example of how I would use this while I was taking notes. So I am going to go ahead and go to the slide that I sent you guys out for the week. And so on this slide, you were asked to watch a review video. So I opened up that review video, and it's right here. And I am going to go ahead and pull this review video out of those windows, and I'm going to pull this one out too, the digital learning, my notebook. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one out. Okay, so now I have my digital learning notebook, and I have my video that I'm supposed to watch and take notes of. When you hit the maximize button and leave it pressed, it allows you to split your screen. So I'm going to say, okay, I want the video on this side of my screen, and I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Press on the maximize button, leave it pressed, and then I'm just going to select this arrow, and it's going to put it on that side for me. So now I can go ahead and play my video and take notes at the same time.
So here we have some examples.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write my example.
For the first example, I expanded it out. I didn't really use the
Okay, so for the first example, I would go ahead and write it here. So example, I'm sorry if it's sloppy, I don't have a pen, but I would write example, 2 to the second times 2 to the third equals, well, the product rule says that I can just add, so that's going to be equal to 2 to the 2 plus 3, which is 2 to the fifth. Okay, so that's something that I think is really cool about OneNote. I can have my video on one side of the screen, take my notes on the other side. So feel free to use this.
because I want to show you that it's
Now, something else that I did want to share, so I closed out the video. You were supposed to paste your notes into the slide, right? And so if you need to paste your notes or paste anything, you are more than welcome to do that on OneNote. So I'm going to go ahead and create a page, and I'm going to call this page, I'm going to switch over to text. This here allows you to switch over from draw to text. So I'm going to click this, and now I'm able to type. I'm going to call this Laws of Exponents Practice. And so anytime that I have an assignment that I need to practice something, I am going to do that here. You can organize your pages however you want. You could have put it on the same page if you want. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my slides. And after completing your notes, you were supposed to paste your notes here, take a screenshot and paste your notes, and then you're supposed to complete this exit ticket. I did create a box for you to go ahead and type your answer on your exit ticket, but for me, I like to handwrite things. So what I would do is I would go ahead and screenshot this. And on your computer, you are going to screenshot by hitting Control Shift and the Windows switch button. If you notice, my screen got darker. That means that I'm currently snipping. You can snip anything, and it'll automatically take a screenshot of whatever you snip. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it to my clipboard. Now I'm able to go back into my notebook. And once I'm in my notebook, I can go ahead and just press wherever I want to paste it and paste that picture directly in my notebook. There we go. You can, I haven't messed with it, but I'm sure you can resize or zoom in or zoom out, whatever you need to do. But now I have my exit ticket here, and I can go ahead and work out the problems here. So the first one, 4 times 4 times 4, Well, all these 4's have an exponent of 1, so I can just add 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 4 to the third power. And I can go ahead and write a 3 there. That's way too big. Again, I'm using my fingers. Sorry if this is sloppy. So now, instead of typing it in, using a separate piece of paper to work out the problem, I can go ahead and do it all on the same page. Now, when you're done, you can either you can go back and just screenshot this instead of having to do more work by typing in the problem. Screenshot again by hitting Control Shift and the Windows switch button at the same time. And I'm just going to take a screenshot of my completed work, copy it to your clipboard, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this right on top of that exit ticket. And you can resize it so that it covers that one up completely. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's what it would look like. So this is really useful for whenever I'm asking you to take notes of something and you want to just do it, work it out all on the same spot, then that works for that. Now, for your notes, you could have handwritten all of this, right? You could have typed the rules like I did and then handwritten your examples, because I know with the exponents, handwrote your examples. I know with the exponents, sometimes it's hard to type them, right? Here they have a math tool, which makes it easy, but it's up to your preference. Now, for your notes, you did have to take a picture and paste it into the slides so that I can see that you did them. I'm going to go ahead and practice doing that again. So this is just a refresher. To take a screenshot on your Chromebook, you are going to go ahead and hit Control Shift and the Windows switch button at the same time. And when you do that, just go ahead and snip whatever you want to take a screenshot of. I would copy this to my clipboard and I would go ahead and paste that into the correct slide. Okay, so if you ask me, this is so much easier than having to do it on paper, taking a picture, email it to myself, all of that other stuff that we had talked about. I prefer this. But it's completely up to you. This is just another option. You can, again, like I said, create as many sections as you want for all of your classes. You can create a separate notebook for each of your classes. You can switch between text and drawing. You can insert pictures. It's a lot of things. So I only shared this, but there is so much that you can do with OneNote. And I highly, highly recommend that you start learning how to use it, especially since you're going to high school. This, I think, would be really useful in high school. So if you have any questions about how to use it or anything like that, please let me know. And I actually do recommend that you go ahead, if you're using OneNote, that you add this to your bookmarks. You can just star it here. So if you press this star here, it's going to add it to your bookmark bar, which is going to be this here. So now when I refresh my page, maybe not when I refresh my page, when I close out my window. So let's close out my windows. And let me go back in. Yeah, there it is. So I saved it to my favorite. So now it comes up as a bookmark. I can easily just click there now, and it'll take me straight to my digital learning notebook for math, science, for whatever I created sections for. All right. So thank you for watching the whole video. If you made it through the end, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you. There's a lot to do here, so I know it's going to be a lot. Just mess around with it and see what you can come up with, and let me know if you have questions. All right. Thank you. See you guys next.